I'm going to write this down here, phycology. The study of algae. And a scientist is known as the father of algae. The name of the scientist is Frisch. Frisch is known as the father of algae. Frisch wrote down the structure and reproduction under algae. Algae are useful to man in many ways. Like for example, if you take the example of chlorella. Chlorella laminaria and fucus. Let's take a look at the diagram of fucus. Here is the diagram of fucus. You can see it is branched, it's having branches, it is having air bladder. These leaf-like structures are known as frond, and the base of fucus is hold fast. Next comes rhodophyceae. Rhodophyceae are the red algae. Why they are red in color? Because they are having predominance of red chlorophyll or phycoerythrin. Remember this thing, it can be asked that red algae are red in nature because of the predominance of our phycoerythrin. Next is chlorophyll A, D, phycoerythrin and phycocyanin are present in case of rhodophyceae. The food is stored in the form of fluoridine starch. The sexual reproduction is oogamous. Examples are Polysiconia, Porifera and Gracilaria. Next is Bactrachospermum. You can see Bactrachospermum. This is a very important point. What is Bactrachospermum? It is a only freshwater algae that is found in well-aerated water, but it is not red. It is a part of rhodophyceae, but it is not red. So the only example under rhodophyceae which is not red is Bactrachospermum. So this was all